Thank you, Chair Palmer, for holding this important oversight hearing today, and I appreciate the witnesses for testifying. This body has a duty to conduct oversight. All the money sent out through the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and so-called Inflation Reduction Act is imperative that we do our due diligence to see just where that money went. It's also important to understand, you know, what people, their job roles, what they're doing, and actually what they're producing, which seems to get lost in all this. These laws added to our out-of-control government spending, and as we have seen in prior hearings, some of this funding went to special interest groups. With billions of dollars being given out rapidly, it is critical that we see where American taxpayer dollars are going and that they are properly vetted. There are a lot of questions surrounding EPA's $27 billion Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund program, particularly its decision to use a financial intermediary to hold program funding, how that differs from other award mechanisms, how EPA will monitor these funds, and whether Americans will be able to see what these organizations receiving billions of dollars are using their money for. Mr. Gomez, to your knowledge, has the Government Accountability Office ever seen a structure where a financial intermediary has been used for grant making within EPA or any federal agency?
So within EPA, we're not aware of that. The federal government has used these financial agents for a variety of different activities. In fact, GAO did a report on it a number of years ago. But I believe for EPA, and I know that the IG is here, she can confirm, I believe that that's a new funding model at EPA.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Ms. Murley, when the EPA Office of Inspector General became aware of EPA's plan to use a financial intermediary to hold program funds, what concerns did your office raise and what rationale did EPA provide?
It was at a meeting that we had where we were introduced to the program, and we asked questions about the due diligence process that would be put into place, the vetting, and because it was new to the EPA, it was new to us as an oversight agency, so we had questions about the whole process. We still have, we're still looking into that and the questions that we had.
So it's not been conclusive as to, you know, whether this is the right way to do things here?
It was, for us, how do we conduct oversight of such a new program?
Exactly.
And something that we were not familiar with.
Okay. Did they give you a reason why they're doing this?
I don't have that.
It wouldn't be that they have something to hide or anything like that, or they don't want you to know what's going on or anything like that? Okay. You know, the committee has been examining the risk associated with EPA's environmental justice grant programs on October 16, 2024. Your office announced that it was conducting an audit of EPA's fiscal year 2021 Environmental Justice Collaborative Program Solving Cooperative Agreement Program, in which 34 recipients were awarded funding. Under the 23 program, however, EPA selected 98 recipients to receive funding. That's almost 3 times the number of awards made in 2021. Ms. Murley, are you concerned about EPA's ability to monitor so many different recipients and awards?
I'm not familiar with the additional program, but we always are concerned that there's risks when you have there's been systematic challenges that I raised with data, but also with grants management on both the getting out the grants and then the proper monitoring of grant recipients. So that's continued. That's a theme for us in our oversight work of the EPA.
Yeah, and you know, just like each one of you, if you've seen, you know, these dollars go out rapidly to these grant programs. I mean, what are your concerns? And I'll start, Ms. Murley, with you. I've got about 44 seconds. I mean, this is unprecedented as far as we know, particularly with the end of one administration, the beginning of another administration, obviously with $36 trillion in debt. And, of course, my friends on the other side are questioning, you know, what are y'all doing? Well, we're trying to solve this issue. So what concerns do you have about what you've seen?
Our concerns when you have such a large volume of money getting out the door with such tight statutory deadlines are what processes and internal controls were in place for that money going out. Were the processes followed? what structures were in place. And so that's always what we would call a situation of risk, right? Where there's risk involved when those factors are in play.
All right, I'm out of time, but if you would, y'all all would respond. I mean, I'd like to know if y'all follow where the money actually goes. In other words, how the money goes and where it
The
ends up.
gentleman's time has expired.
I yield back.